Alright. Please work. What the heck? Oh. What is it down here? Hi, can you hear me? Alright. So, do you want me to start from when I was little, or do you want me to just start? I don't know. I don't know where you want me to start. Oh, shit. Alright, so when we'll start when I was 3. I was in it was like it's called Crisis Nursery. It's basically a place for children who are in bad homes to go to school. Usually it's for kids in abusive homes, but my parents were not abusive. Just my, one of my dads had, what's it called? Schizophrenia. And he couldn't take care of me and live with his mental issue. So I was put into foster care. I was adopted by my preschool teacher from Crisis Nursery. Her name was Dana, and she adopted me. My previous name was Elizabeth Cox, C-O-X. And I ended up going to this one school. It was a very good school, like the best school I've ever been to. Literally, I started a food fight in the school because let me explain. I started a food fight because I was trying to eat a cherry tomato, and when I took a bite out of it, the juice squirted on my friend, and he threw food back at me, and then someone yelled food fight, and we all started just throwing food at each other. This was like 2nd grade. No, maybe before, like 1st grade. I don't know. But it gets better. Hold on. In the school, we had a superhero named Zero the Hero. It was basically our vice principal dressed up as a superhero, and when we would go to, like, classes, he would put, like, candy and toys on our desk. And we not only had Zero the Hero, we had Blue's Clues come to our school. Like, there was, like, paw prints, we followed it around the school. We got a whole letter from Blue's Clues. And in the school, our principal, which was a female, dressed up as the Queen of England, and the way we got toys was to curtsy. The girls would curtsy, the boys would bow. And we would say, "Can we have a toy, Your Majesty?" And there was one time we got in really big trouble because candy cigarettes were popular, and hi, welcome. So, when I was in school, candy cigarettes were popular, so this was 1st grade. Me and my friends passed around candy cigarettes, and we pretended to smoke. And our teacher walked in the room, she got mad at us, started taking it out of our hands, and she thought it was real cigarettes, so we all got in trouble for that. We all got told to our parents, but it was hilarious. It was funny. In the school, we had this raffle in one of our classes. There was a raffle for the Legos and a raffle for the Barbie dream house. I won the Legos, but I ended up winning the Barbie dream house, which I didn't really play with. I was never really into Barbies. I was more into Legos. But one day in class, we sat down. It was 1st grade. We sat down. Our teacher asked us how we got our names and what it means. And I threw a fit. It was 1st grade. I was a child, but I threw a fit because I didn't know how it got my name or what my name meant, because I was adopted. And so my adopted mom ended up telling me that I can legally change my name for free. So, we came up nice to meet you. We came up with a list of names, and I decided on Sierra because it means as strong as a mountain. And my middle name is my grandma's name, and my last name is my adopted dad's last name. But I honestly regret changing my name. Thank you for subscribing. I honestly regret changing my name, because I don't know, I actually like Elizabeth more, because there's lots of ways you can spell it. Elliot, Eliza, Elizabeth, Liz, Lizzie, all that. But, moving forward, when I was in, I think, 3rd grade, was it? I think it was 3rd grade, 2nd or 3rd grade, I went to the school, and I had my first ever crush. I still remember his name, Austin White. I was gonna ask him to be my boyfriend, but he suddenly disappeared. So, yeah, plan failed. And then 4th grade, I used to not use glasses. Now I do. I was in 4th grade. I was sitting in the far back, and my vision was blurry. I could not see the word. My teacher told me to come up as far as I can see the whiteboard. Like, right up against the whiteboard. And she's like, yeah, you need glasses. I ended up getting diabetes. I was on a road trip with my family to California. We were on the road trip, and basically every 30 minutes, I was going to use the bathroom, and my mom was getting annoyed, cause it's like a 4 or 5 hour drive to where we were going, and we ended up, sorry, I'm trying to do 2 things at once. We ended up going to urgent care, and they checked my blood sugar, and it was high. It didn't say a number, it just said high, which means it was over 600. A normal blood sugar is between 100 and 200. So above 600 to Phoenix Children's Hospital, and they ended up coming and told me I have diabetes, and I stayed there for like 2 weeks. They taught me how to take care of it. Oh. they taught me how to take care of my diabetes. They taught me everything. And for a while, I would not take shots on my own, but I quickly learned, and I take care of it myself now. I got diagnosed really young, so I learned, and I know all about it now. When, like, further into 4th grade, my best friend, Sedona, so me and Sedona looked like, so all the teachers mixed us up, and so she ended up catching, or not catching, it's not contagious, but she ended up getting diabetes. She ended up getting diabetes, like, I think a month after I did. And then, I ended up moving. Yeah, it was insane, because I was like, shoot. But I ended up moving really far, and I ended up going to a diabetic party. Like, all of the kids there had diabetes. It was cool, because I didn't feel alone anymore. But apparently, they were talking about how one of their daughters, that was there, is trying out a robotic pancreas. So there is a possibility there will be a cure in the future, but right now there's no cures. Well, for type 2, you can easily cure type 2. All you have to do is eat healthy, take your insulin, and you're cured. One, but I but I'm able to manage it on my own. Basically, moving past that, when I was in and I made friends with the popular kids. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I was moving around a bunch, I'm sorry. So basically, as I was saying, I made friends with the popular kids in 6th grade, and Oh. I made friends with the popular kids. We were really good friends, except for this one time on Lydia's birthday. Lydia was the main popular girl's name. Her boyfriend had a twin, and I had a crush on her boyfriend's twin, but I couldn't say that because it'd be weird, because it'd be like me and her dating the same person. So I just didn't tell her, and the way they became friends was them bullying me. So I have a condition where I oversalivate, and sometimes when I talk, I spit, and it shoots out of my mouth. And I guess one day I was talking to them, and I accidentally spit on them, and they were like, she was spitting on me, and I was like, I walked up to them, and I was like, so, because I heard the entire conversation, I walked up to them, I was like, so what you guys talking about? And they were like, oh, we were talking about somebody else. And so I ended up going, and I confronted them. I was like, I know you were talking about me. And they were like, yeah, we were. And we just became friends after that, and I don't know why. I made friends with my bullies. But they told me, because I liked this one guy, like, I really liked this one guy, and I was just mean to him because I didn't want to admit my feelings for him. And one time, in front of them, they were like, you should ask him out, I know you like him. And I said, I'm not, ew, why would I do that? I don't like him. And and they were like, well, if you're not gonna date him, we're gonna hook you up with the ugliest person in the school. I come one morning, they're like, okay, you better ask someone out, or we're gonna hook you up with the ugliest guy in school. And I didn't ask anyone out, and they hooked me up with the ugliest guy in school, as they thought, at least. And this guy, he gave me a 5-pound stuffed animal, and his friend calls me. We're in 6th grade. I have a BlackBerry phone. Like, his friend calls me, and I pick up, and I'm like, he's like, so what did he give you? And I'm like, oh, he gave me this stuffed panda. And he's like, no, destroy it right now. And I was like, what do you mean? What's wrong? Why? He's like, that's not his, it's his sister's, but he cut a hole in the panda's butt. Just destroy it. Do not keep it, I swear. And I was like, oh god. I checked, there was actually a hole in the in the panda's butt. I had my mom throw it away. I couldn't keep it. No. But yeah, so then that happened, and then the way I broke up with him, right? Me and my family, we went on a vacation to Hawaii. This may be dumb, but I don't care. Me and my family went on vacation to Hawaii. I purposely left my phone in Hawaii just to get away from him. But Hawaii was really fun. It was really fun. Like, okay, so first of all, everyone thinks you can swim on the beaches in Hawaii. You cannot. You literally cannot. It's prohibited. They will kick you out if you do. Because there is very sharp rocks near the shoreline, so they don't want people getting hurt. And some of the beaches are like very protected in their way of life, and so they don't allow people in those areas. But me and my family found a place to swim. We went to this little tide pool, and there was fishes, there was a Hewwoooo nuka apple eye, which is Hawaii's main fish. There was this one scary fish. It was scaring me. It chased me. Like, I was swimming away and it would run after me. I was like, nope, I'm getting out. And then we went to this cave. We went to get snow cones. It was really fun. And apparently on beaches I get very, very, like, natural, beautiful beach curls. Like, it's not even like me making beach curls. It's natural, and it's very, very pretty, and I get a very nice tan. The hotel we were staying at had a swimming pool. There was a wave pool, there was a normal swimming pool, and then there was a salt water pool. Yeah, I get very, very pretty beach curls. But the saltwater pool I loved, because you just naturally float. Like, you don't even have to try to float. You'll just naturally float, and it's really fun. And me and my grandma, we ended up doing a swimming contest because she was awarded best butterfly stroke, and I wanted to race her, because I naturally have a really good swimmer's body, like wide shoulders, very strong calves, natural biceps, natural abs. Like, I've never worked out, and I have biceps, I have abs, I have very strong calves. Like, I've never worked out, at least not long enough to get any results. Like 3 days of working out every 3 years. Yeah, like when I was 6 years old, I had a 6-pack. Even in high school, I had really strong biceps, and like in high school, there was this guy I liked. Sadly, he was taken, but one day he came into class. I said, "Hey, do a arm wrestling competition," and he ran out scared. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm just talking about myself, my experiences in life, and playing Roblox. Basically, the guy, I asked him if he wanted to do a arm wrestling competition, and he ran up scared. It was hilarious to me. But we had the best teacher in high school. He was really cool. The only issue he had was he would refuse to wear a seatbelt. Mostly, he had a good reason, but it's so scary not to. He basically got in a really bad car accident, and the only reason he survived was because he did not wear a seatbelt. But we all loved him. He was funny. He was the best teacher. He only yelled at us once. Like, but that was because everyone except for me failed the test. But there was times, have you guys ever been in class and your like teacher bends over and their ass is showing and you're trying not to look? You're like, he did that a lot because the desks were like really, really close to each other in science class, and he would bend over and his crack would show, and I'm just his crack would be like so close to my face. I was like, help me, please. Really, you never had that? Good for you. It is not fun. But basically, I was always the teacher's favorite student. Like, I would hug my teachers, and in lunch, you know how there's that long line in order to get your food? Well, I got to cut in front of everyone, go to the front, grab my food, and leave, and just eat in the nurse's office. Like, I got to cut everyone in line. But I ended up going to school one day, and it was high school, freshman year, and I was a shy, quiet student until I joined anime club. Everyone kept telling me, don't join anime club, those people are scary, blah blah blah. I joined. It was fun. We had no issues. There was one time I brought the guy I was dating to anime club. He never watched anime before. They put on Yuri on Ice. The guy in the show goes in a hot spring, stands up butt naked, and my boyfriend at the time looked at the guy's butt naked, and he's like, he turns to me, he's like, I'm never coming back here. I was like, I understand, I'm so sorry. Usually they show more normal animes, but like, on that day I bring him, suddenly it's a gay, naked anime, like, why? But, I ended up leaving him. I don't know why, I just felt like it was more of a friendship than a relationship. And the guy, like, I don't know, he was just weird. And so I started dating this guy named, that I called him TT. His name was Terrell. I called him TT. Our friend group, basically, we were like family. So we had a mom. I was the child. I had a sister. We had an uncle, an auntie. I had a brother. My brother I still talk to. Excuse me. My brother I still talk to. Everyone else, they kind of disappeared. One of them, so Terrell, I ended up leaving him. Like, I broke it off with him. Because, we were, and I wasn't okay at the time. And so I told him I wanted to break up. Well, he gets mad, starts telling everyone, oh, I cheated. I never cheated. Like, I have never cheated in my life. I despise cheaters. And, like, basically, I was in what's called ROTC. It's military training. I was Marines. Every Monday we would have to socks, boot ends, trousers, our underwear. We had to wear an undershirt, an overshirt, our pins, and our cap. It was, even if it was like 110 outside, we had to wear it. Even if it was raining, we had to wear it. No matter what. And we had to especially wear it if we had a special event going on, like a death or a wedding. We had to wear it then. We had to, every Tuesday, we did, I think it was every Tuesday and Thursday, we did PT, which we did suicide runs. We ran around the football field like 3 times. We had, it was a lot. We did cherry pickers, flamingos, all that fun stuff. Every Wednesday was like award ceremonies. We would either rank up or we would just watch other people rank up. Oh yeah, and no, not PE, PT. PT, physical training. Cause this was not PE. It was military training. And I hold the record for the women's group. So the boys had to do normal pull-ups. The girls had to hold a pull-up. Everyone else lasted 30 seconds. I have the record for 3 minutes. So, everyone failed that test except me. Someone texted me on Discord. But basically, on Mondays we would do uniform checks, and they would, depending how you would do, it would lower or higher your grade. So, I ended up one time missing a class when they told us how to do our boot bands. So I asked around for help. No one would tell me how to do the boot bands, and so I just kept messing it up and up over and over and over again. Well, one day, so there was Master Sergeant, and there was Captain. Captain was really, really, really mean. He was not even supposed to be working because he has a DUI, but they allowed him to work, and basically one day he did uniform checks in front of the whole school, and he went around. He was dogging off so many people. He comes to me. I had everything perfect except the boot bands. He turns to me, says, "You're an embarrassment to this school." And he gave me detention, and I was depressed from then on out. I was never depressed before. Getting called an embarrassment in front of the whole school is just terrible. But yeah, it is crazy. But I have becoming a land. always doing good in school. That school, oh my god, someone, the school year was ending. I told everyone I'm not coming back to school at the end for the next semester, and this guy signed, I don't know who it is, like, I have no clue who it was, but this guy signed my yearbook and was like, hey, I just wanted to tell you, I have a crush on you, but it was the end of the school year. How are you gonna confess to me when you're about to leave school? And I'm never coming back here. Like, what do you want me to do? There's not. And I moved to a new school, right? A way better school than that one. Oh wait, let me tell you another story about that school. Okay, you ready to hear something crazy? So, I was in that school, right? It's on the news. We were under lockdown from 11 in the morning to 6 p.m. at night. So, apparently, some guy robbed a bank, jumped through our school, ran through our school courtyard, and jumped over into the other neighborhood. So, we were under lockdown for the longest time as they were trying to find this dude. I'm a diabetic. I was in my teacher's room at the time. When you're a diabetic, you cannot stay without insulin. So, we were all in the classroom, hiding in the corner of the classroom. We stacked up the desks and everything, locked the door. We hear this loud banging on the door. We were like, shit, everyone quiet. we thought we were gonna die. Fucking SWAT breaks in. They go, where is Sierra? I'm like, I'm right here. They point their guns at me. They're like, come with us. I was scared. I stood up. I followed them. They created a circle surrounding me, and they walked me all the way to the nurse's room. So I got a SWAT escort to the nurse's room. I was terrified, like, I didn't, I was utterly scared because, like, I didn't know what to do. SWAT breaks in, pointing their guns. It's a fucking lockdown. They asked for me, of all people. But moving on, the next school I went to after that one, right, as I was saying, it was a much nicer school. I reunited with some of my old friends and everything, and, like, So there's this crush I had, right? 8th grade science class. His name was Jackson. Oh my god. Basically, 8th grade, people were doing shit in the bathroom, so they started making us sign in and out to use the bathrooms. I have a condition where my bladder is 2 times smaller than a normal person's. So I cannot wait. I have to go right away. There was a long line. Someone was on their phone, playing games on their phone in the bathroom. And I was like on the floor, trying not to pee myself. And when it gets to my turn, I sign as he's like, stand up. I stood up, peed myself in 8th grade, peed myself in front of the whole fucking class. Everyone started laughing. I went home early out of embarrassment. And I went to high school with him. I went to high school with that dude. Like, it was so awkward. Like, I did not speak to him at all. I couldn't. But I had made another friend in high school. He was he was gay. He was gay. His name was Austin. I had a crush on him near the end of high school. Just never confessed to him until after high school. But he was a cool dude. One time I accidentally scared him. So my algebra teacher was obsessed with math. Like, when I say obsessed, she's obsessed. Like, oh my god, everything is math to her. So every day on March 14th, she would celebrate Pi Day by throwing a party with food, pie, drinks, like music, but we would be doing math tests at the same time. It was it's a fun party, but we have to do math still. But I ended up taking insulin. That way I could eat the food, but they kept the food waiting way too long, and I started passing out. And my friend was in the class, and he had to wheel me to the nurse's office in a wheelchair, and he stayed there until classes changed. I felt so bad. Like, he was actually very, very worried. And the reason we met was not because of class, but because basically I refused to eat outside for lunch. I would always eat in the nurse's office. So I would make friends that way. Because, like, there'd be some people who would eat in there with me. And basic. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, basically, I ended up making friends with these people. There was this country girl, there was this country guy, there was Austin, there was me, and we would eat in the nurse's office every day, and we ended up being too loud one day and got kicked out, but it was fun while it lasted, and then in senior year of high school, I was a shy, quiet kid again. No friends at all the entire year. Basically, I just did my classes and I went to the library during lunch, before school, and after school, and then, at the public library. Not to read books or anything, I was using the computers. I ended up meeting this guy online through a friend of mine. I used to roleplay a lot, and I met this girl because I was pretending to be a 5-year-old. um, um, I was pretending to be a 5-year-old ghoul from Tokyo Ghoul, and she ended up being like a mom to me, like a really good mom, and she invited me to her roleplay server. Not Discord. Discord was entirely new. And me and her, yeah. My name was Shinami the Ghoul. And I met this guy named JJ, and we hit it off. We fell in love within a day of knowing each other. He was a really bad person at first, but he grew out of that. He used to get in fights a lot, and I was texting him one day. I was like, I want to be like you, and he's like, no, don't be like me. You'll get me in trouble. Don't do that. And I was like, why? He's like, I'm not a good person. And I taught him, instead of fighting with your fists, fight with your words. And he took that advice and used it. And he was very loyal at the start. He would literally, like, I tested him. I had my friend test him and see if he's loyal. And he was. And I was happy about that. We had plans to meet one day. We would roleplay having children. We roleplayed having a life together. Like, I bought him stuff. I knew his sister, so I bought his sister gifts too. I really liked him a lot, and he was a good guy at the start. He was very protective, very nice. We were planning to meet up eventually. Like, we were gonna grow old together, we were happy, all that and stuff. Like, it was great. And he ended up ghosting me one day, and I messaged him every day. I would say good morning, good night, how are you, I miss you. I tried calling him. I ended up calling his mother, his sister, and nothing. It sucked. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I really liked him, but I said he told me to fuck off, and I did. Yeah, I got over him eventually. It took a long while, like, we broke up and forgave each other a lot. But I ended up going and moving on. And the next person I dated, he was 19, I was 20. He was complicated. The whole reason I have this PlayStation account was because of him. He had a PlayStation and an Xbox. So I downloaded the PlayStation app, made this account, and I would call him on there, because he would be on calls with his friends. He was complicated, not in the sense our relationship was complicated. It was more his mother. She was abusive and not mentally there all the time. And I won't go into detail because I don't want to tell his story, but I heard one of the fights one time. It was pretty bad. But he had a little brother named Doobie. D-U-B-B-Y. He was adorable, and since I was dating the dude, I made his little brother Doobie a little Christmas video. So you know those like fake Santa calls where Santa tells you if you're on the naughty list or the nice list? Well, I made him one of those, and I put a picture of him, and I sent it to him. And Doogie was so happy when he saw it. It made me smile. Because they don't really celebrate Christmas because they're not that rich. They're very poor. But I cared for him a lot. He was even there for me when my voice malfunctioned. When my voice thing happened, he was here for me, when no one else was. I knew his sisters, like, we have a whole Minecraft world together that we made. I no longer have it because because it was on my Xbox and my friend took my Xbox without my permission, which is fun. But, that relationship was good until, like, I don't know what happened between us. I know his friends were very, very racist, and I did not appreciate it at all. But basically, me and him were good. Like, we would play Fortnite 24/7. There was, like, this Fortnite date we went on where we pretended to get married and all that. Like, we would match profiles, we would, put each other in our bios and everything. Like, I invited him to all my servers. Oh, and we did. So, in Japan, right? In Japan, they have these things that couples do, where basically, the couples pick out a notebook, and the couples pick out a notebook, and basically, they write in it, like a diary, about their day, as if their partner is not reading it. And then the next day, they hand it to their partner, and the partner writes about their day in it after reading how their partner's day went. So it's like a communication back and forth without actually bringing it up face to face. It's more like easier to talk about your feelings without the other person getting mad at you right away. And so we would do that on Discord. I made a whole server where we would take turns writing about our day, and it kept us from ever fighting. Like, we never got in an argument. And I really like that idea because it is helpful. And the reason I found out about it was because of a yandere game. Yeah. Yeah, so yandere game helped me with that, and eventually me and him moved on. We went our separate ways, and I have not heard from him ever since, but I moved on. I ended up dating other people. All relationships failed, especially when my voicing was really bad. People would like block me, whisper about me, make fun of it. They still do, but it's whatever. I don't really care as much anymore because I can actually talk now. But yeah. Yeah. It's not my entire life, but it's most. The main stuff. Oh, wrong way. This way. This way, this way, this way, this way, this way. Boom. Of course. I was bored anyways. I'm gonna get off and hop in the shower, but I'll call you on Discord as soon as I'm out of the shower. Oh, I have to find my shoes. Should I wear Converse or my high heel boots? Alright. Alright, I'm in the live stream.